Hello everybody! Today I was inspired by actually watching one of Marina Watanabe's videos. If you don't know her, her channel is called Marina Shut Up. She does a lot of really great content, and we actually got to connect in real life because she recently moved to Los Angeles. She made a piece talking about social anxiety, and her video kind of inspired me to talk about my own social anxiety also. Like her, I genuinely have social anxiety. I talk about it in therapy like all the goddamn time. I think a lot of people who only know me like in a very like social environment might assume that I don't have a lot of social anxiety, that I might just be awkward but not have social anxiety. I also like talk to people that assume that I'm an extrovert as opposed to an introvert. And I definitely am an introvert because I gather my energy from being alone as opposed to being with people. I don't know if being an introvert is tied with having social anxiety, but at least for me, that's kind of how it feels. I mean, like, this is kind of like a Tumblr joke at this point, but you know, you are smiling outside and then like you're suffering and like just freaking out on the inside. For the majority of the time, that's usually how I feel sometimes when I'm interacting with people, especially with people that I'm not used to interacting with. I was also inspired to talk about my social anxiety because literally today I decided to not go to an event that I paid for. And after watching Marina's video, it made me realize that, oh, it's because of my social anxiety. If it's not with a friend that I'm close with, I think there's always this thought in my head that crosses me, at least briefly, that's like, maybe I shouldn't go. Maybe today's not the day. And even when I get to the event that I want to go to, I'm always assessing whether or not I want to leave. Where am I at right now? Like, am I like in an okay place mentally? Like, should I leave right now? What are these people thinking about me right now? Which goes into like another big thing about my social anxiety, which is that for me, I specifically worry if people are pretending to be nice to me just because they don't have the heart to be mean to me or to like exclude me from something. I think it just comes from middle school and high school, being bullied a lot, just not having that many friends. I distinctly remember in middle school and especially in high school, I was very attached to the people that I was hanging out with because I felt lucky and blessed that I even had them. I wanted to make sure that I was doing everything I could to stay friends with them. I remember a point where like I even pretended to like certain things so that way I could like be better friends with other people. I also remember in middle school that I used to hang out at a teacher's classroom for literally the entirety of lunch because I was really scared to go outside. I'm sure part of it is because of bullying, but also like I think there was like this safeness of being just inside and protected by like a teacher that cared about me. Bullying existed, but at least for me, it was never to the point where like anybody like hit me. The process of sitting down like at like a regular lunch table that everyone sits at is a very scary thought for me. Even now when like I'm alone in like very public areas and when, you know, there's like lunch served in some form or another, I'm very nervous about sitting down with other people unless like I have like a buddy that I know I can have a conversation with. Again, even today, I still worry a lot about being a burden on other people or people perceiving me as a burden or people misunderstanding me as like a different type of person than I actually am. And whenever like these social situations happen, I'm like brought back to like a very like dark and self-hating place. It's this feeling that you get, you know, like you know, in college, I had to do a lot of group projects, and I was usually never like chosen really to be in anybody's group. I was usually like a straggler that had to like pair with the other person that no one wanted to be in their group really. You try to turn to the person on your right, and they're already in a group with like the other people like to their right. And you talk to someone on the left and they're already like in a group with everybody to your left. And then you talk to the person behind you and they're already in a group with people behind them or next to them. You get like that feeling in the pit of your stomach, I think. You're immediately brought to this like very destructive mindset of how nobody actually likes you. And also like it just makes you start wondering like what is wrong with you. And it makes you wonder, like, is there something wrong with you that people don't want to be in a group with you or people don't want to hang out with you? I wouldn't say that my experiences in my childhood necessarily, like, gave me my social anxiety. I think I've always, like, probably had it. But I do think that those two things kind of contribute to each other. One of the reasons why I started talking in front of the camera in the first place was because I thought this would be a good way to just try to get over my social, or not to get over, to improve the way that I handle my social anxiety. I'm sure that most people that made social anxiety videos talk about all this stuff already, but you just assume that you're crazy, that you are just like a socially inept person and you need to like improve on yourself in some way. And I work very hard to like improve myself and to like to better my understanding of my own head. You know, even though like our brains are extremely complex and can be extremely smart, it can also be really, really fucking stupid. That your brain isn't always to be trusted every thought that you have. I hope that this was able to at least help somebody, because mental health, especially for people of color, is very important to me. It's important to find a way to strike that balance between self-improvement, but also like understanding parts of yourself that are not your fault and that you probably can only change so much. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you as always, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye.